Hey, are you curious how you can find wholeness and actually transcend with sound? Well, if you are, this video is for you because I have with me today David Heiss from Inner Wolf Retreat Space. And this is an amazing space. He's an amazing musician, and he's going to break down that very topic for us today. This is Eddie with the Mindful Emergence, where Margaret and I offer mindfulness, movement, and breathing practices for healing and transformation. We're in the waking up business, and most of our work right now is with plant medicine. So today I have David Heiss of Inner Wolf Retreat Space. David does sound healing sessions, evolutionary astrology. He's a retreat leader. And David discovered the healing vibration of gongs in 2012 after a powerful, spontaneous Kundalini awakening. And and since then, he's been drawn to self discovery by knowing thyself. Convinced that the stars are inside us, he uses sound and evolutionary astrology to discover who we are and why we are here, finding our soul's purpose on earth. Since 2015, David Heiss has dedicated his life to self discovery using astrology and sound alchemy through blending unique sounds with instruments, including mini gongs, crystal bowls, and other abstract sounding pieces, creating an abstract symphony of sound overtones to create a healing, restorative experience. And I'm going to give you their website right now, innerwolfretreatspace.com. And this, along with his own personal website, are going to be in the description that accompanies this video. Thank you for joining me, David, and welcome.
Hey, it's great to be here. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Well, David, you know this. I have been out to Inner Wolf 4 times for a variety of different sessions out there. One was straight sound healing. I came out with Margaret when she did a Yoga Nidra event. And then I also participated in an event twice where there was legal cannabis being offered. And with all of these, you provide this amazing sound healing experience. And I gave you the ultimate compliment. I called you the Miles Davis of gongs. So,
Remember
uh,
that.
how did you get here? How did you get to Mars Hill doing this?
Well, really, it all started back in 2011 when I had that spontaneous Kundalini awakening, when I was working in the construct that I knew, which is, uh, you know, make money, keep safe, build your retirement, that sort of thing. And I had made it at about 40, 41 years old. I had quite a bit of assets. I had made it. I had a large house full of material stuff, and I was miserable. I was very, very miserable. So I just decided to do things backwards, unwind the whole thing. It's a long story. We can get into that another time. But during that course, I had a spontaneous Kundalini awakening, and the messages were meditate, meditate, and clear your lineage. So I found a meditation on summer solstice 2012, and it happened to be a Kundalini yoga practitioner with a gong. And I heard the gong for the first time. It was a 24-inch gong with one mallet. And I laid down for that. And when it was over, I could not believe what I experienced, what just happened. The movements running through my body, the visualizations, the noise that cleared in my head, the clarity that came in. And so I just did another sound bath after another sound bath after another. The teacher said, you're a gong player, take my course. And we argued. I'm like, no, I'm not a gong player. I receive these things. I don't know what you're doing. You just do it and I'll lay down. Well, she said, you'll be supporting my a fundraiser trip, so I can go on a gong tour. And I said, that I can do. And I took the course and she said, you're getting a gong. I said, no, I'm not getting a gong. No, I'm not. I receive. And she harped on me I was cornered. I was getting angry. And I'm like, why? And she's like, you don't understand the messages I'm receiving. You're a gong player. I said, fine, give me a gong. So I paid her for the gong. Simultaneously, I took a retreat, and it was Sound Healing 101. Got introduced to bowls, tuning forks. I come back, there's this gong on my front porch. What do I do with this? And so I started bringing it into my Kundalini yoga classes that I was teaching at the time for 5 minutes of Shavasana. And then somebody says, hey, forget the yoga, all gong. I'm like, what are you talking about, all gong? They're like, we want all gong. I go to the studio owner and she's like, I've been waiting for this. Yes, all gong. It sells out. So I started playing the gong. I was not that good, but it sounded good enough. I knew I wasn't that good, but I kept playing, and I carried one gong, one mallet for 5 years. That's all I did. And then I loved the gong, so I would carry it with me. And during that course, I had a dream of a retreat space. I had a dream of a safe sanctuary that people could come in and rest and rejuvenate and just be themselves. Also during that time, I discovered evolutionary astrology through that gong teacher. And in one reading, discovered more about myself that I resonated with than any other therapist, teacher, parent, friend. I knew who I was after that reading and started to become more of it. So the course just grew. I discovered Gong Camp. All this happened in 2015. I discovered Gong Camp in 2019, where I was surrounded by masters, gong players, 10 days, and they said, yes, you're a natural, you're a gong player. I walked out of that Gong Camp with 5 more gongs, $1,000 of mallets, and then it never looked back. During the pandemic, I quit my former career. Yes, I wasn't a tax accountant at that time, and decided to, without any safety net, no backup job, I wanted to do this wholeheartedly, live it, breathe it, authenticate, and I will survive. I will thrive. Who knows what'll happen? Let's take that chance. And that led to a cross-country road trip from Hawaii, where I used to live, all the way to Asheville, North Carolina. I land in Asheville and I'm like, this is a great place. I can operate here. It started getting cold. I bought land. I found the retreat space. And since 2019, it's really expanded from gongs to other healing instruments. So now I'm working with instruments from all over the country, didgeridoos, hand pans, crystal bowls, and other abstract shamanic instruments. That the reason that I do this is because it brings us into a state where we can remember who we are, brings fragments of us back, can help us relax to a state to where you do not realize how wound up you were until after a gong. It's been quite a journey, and I'm really looking forward to the future of this as I am becoming more of a sound alchemist, making abstract sounds to wake all parts of our body up, all parts of ourselves up.
Well, it's interesting you said that because I found it to be a very somatic experience. So in your space that you have upstairs in this former barn that you've designed beautifully. By the way, how many gongs do you have now?
14 gongs.
14 gongs.
14
I
gongs.
could feel the music in my body so much. It's got to be making a difference. How does that work?
Well, the gong especially, what it does is it's said, it has been said by yogis of science that a larger gong, 32-inch or bigger, does have the ability to transmit every sound in the universe through this gong, through overtones and overtones and overtones. And it's the type of, we'll call it music, that the brain cannot predict what's coming next. With any other type of music, it's got a certain flow and the brain kind of knows where it's going, what sounds good. The gongs, that doesn't happen, and you don't know what's coming next, and the brain within minutes sometimes has to give up on what's coming next, and that invokes our receptive part of our brain. What can get in the way of that is serious resistance, serious, I don't want to be here, I'm going to resist this. And you may walk out of a gong session because you're very irritated. But opening up to these overtones it opens us up a lot like a plant medicine, without side effects, without anything inside of you. And what that does is it also lets you know that this is completely natural and this is happening within you. And it's just sound, but we are vibration. Every one of our cells vibrates. The science has caught up to this, and these gongs will find during these overtones, it will make a sound that can hit something that has been stored in your body for a very long time. We're talking childhood, decades, and that begins to be moved. And sometimes it doesn't feel good. And so what I do tell people with their gongs is be who you are, experience everything. And if something uncomfortable does move through you, have a little bit of a grin on your face, because something is moving. And in my experience, you've got to feel it to heal it. The only way out is through, and these gongs help you do that. And if it becomes too much, you just open up your eyes, chill out. There's nothing controlling you.
You're 100% in control in that respect.
You are in control.
Yeah. One thing that we're passionate about and you're passionate about is integration. So when people come out and have this experience, how can they best give me some examples of how people can integrate? And maybe you might have a brief example of someone you know that came out that had a transformative experience.
Yeah, I mean each experience is different. And one of the best ways that I like to tell people when they're coming into gongs is before we even lay down is take a body scan, take a body check. Where is your nervous tension? How wound up are you or how relaxed are you? Just take note. And then we have post gong. The gong is over. Look for comparisons and 100% of the time. 100% of the time, there is a difference. So now with this new feeling, maybe if there's an aha moment, a discovery of a vision, feeling something in your body, how do you feel? And so for the next 24 hours, and it can go a lot longer than that, but the first 24 hours are very important to just begin to self-explore what just happened. And you may make a connection to something where, oh, I need to do this. I need to stop this. I need to stop eating this. I need to stop moving so fast. I want to feel like this more often. And then you can consciously decide to make a change in your life based on your experience. That's the opportunity and the magic that these gongs really offer. You can experience a gong and not do any of that and still get benefits.
Yeah.
But you can take this very comfortably seriously and alter your life for your better and heal thyself.
Yeah. So you're an astrologer. I think you call it
Yes.
evolutionary astrology.
Yes.
How does that fit in?
Well, at the same time that I experienced that gong in 2012, the gal was a Kundalini yoga teacher and an astrologer. And so I experienced these both at the same time. And so the astrology really stokes your intellect. And you start to use your brain and figure things out. And then the gong, like you just said, is a somatic experience. So to take what's stoked in the intellect, bring it into the body through a sound experience and connecting the two, the astrology that I do really lets you know what your soul is here and what it is to accomplish. So, one of my, it's not so secret, but my passion is to help people self-discover who they truly are at a core level, at a soul level. And so the astrology starts to bring stuff in. You lay down for the gong, you embody this, and you begin to feel who you might be. And at that point, you can consciously begin to alter your life, try new things. And if it's right, it will start to open up. Magic will happen. The synchronicities start coming in your life. And you're like, I can't believe what just happened. just had this reading and this sound experience, and now I'm seeing number combinations. Somebody called me who offered me this thing. And so it's really combining the head into the heart with both these modalities. And that's where the astrology comes into. And it's evolutionary astrology because it's really an astrology that is showing us how we are evolving, where we've been in the past, where we are right now, and really what we're here to do, not in a linear basis, but you're like on a road. I got to make this stop over here and hang here for a little bit. I got to make this stop over here and do this. And you map your life to your goal, which is really your north node. And with the somatic experience, it keeps you out of your head, because when you're in your head, even with the astrology, you can get too intellectual. And I like to take that intellect and embody it into the cells.
Truth is here. Yeah, the truth is inside. And so obviously, if people have meditation practices or yoga, Tai Chi, these kind of practices, in addition to this, breath work, all of those support each other, work together to help us find out the truth of who we are. Well, I'm going to encourage all of you to go to David's website, which is innerwolfretreatspace.com, and sign up for the newsletter and get your ass out there. It's in Mars Hill. If you live in the Asheville area, it's like what, 20 minutes, 15, 20-minute drive?
Oh, 25 minutes. It's a beautiful drive,
And it's
no
cooler this time of
traffic.
year too.
Yeah, you can stay a little cooler up here. Get up here in the summertime. It will be 10 degrees cooler. A river running through the
Yeah,
property,
it's
lakes,
beautiful.
a very rejuvenating, restorative experience
Yeah.
once you even arrive.
Well, I'll tell you, when I first heard about your space, people were raving about it, and it has not disappointed in my personal experience. And I just thank you so much for spending this time. I look forward to seeing you the next time. Every time I come out there, it's an amazing experience for me. And thank all of you for watching. If you have comments, please drop them in the comments section. And of course, David would love to hear from you as well. You can go to his website and reach out to them. And if you like the video, give us a thumbs up and check out other videos that I've recently posted on similar themes of self-exploration and transformation. Thank you again, David, and thank all of you for watching.